Do you want to play with fire? I hope you do. That's today's topic. Have you ever stumbled across a gorgeous yarn that you just thrifted, but you have no idea what it's made of? Well, you're not alone. And today we're going to unravel the mystery behind these unlabeled yarns. Because I'm going to show you a super cool trick, which is the burn test. This will help you identify the fiber content of any yarn. This is going to be a game changer for you, so you want to stick around for this one. Whether you've been crafting for a long time or you're just getting started, this is a crucial thing to know. And the reason why is to help to ensure that the project you're working on is going to turn out just the way you want it. It's also important to understand how to care for your projects after it's done. The fiber content holds all the secrets. So are you ready to become a yarn detective? Let's get started. So first off, why is it even important to know the fiber content? That's because different fibers have different properties. For example, wool is warm and elastic, cotton is breathable and sturdy, and also synthetic fibers like acrylic, they're often very durable and machine washable. Okay, I could talk forever about fiber properties, but that's for another video. But in this video, I'm just going to give you 3 reasons why you want to know what your mystery yarn consists of. So number 1 is the care instructions. Each fiber have a different washing and care instruction. And this is to avoid shrinking, stretching, or any damage. And number 2 is project suitability. Certain projects require a specific kind of yarn. And that's just like using cotton for dishcloths and using wool for winter garments. And number 3 is allergies. Some people are actually allergic to fibers like wool, and they will require different fibers. So it's really good to know. I learned about this test like the first semester at design school, and it has come in handy so many times for me. And before we start, just a little word of caution. Always do this test in a well-ventilated area, away from any flammable materials, and have a bowl of water nearby so you can put out any fire you may cause. Now let's start the burn test. You are going to need a lighter or some matches, tweezers, and a metal bowl or glass bowl with water. And then your small piece of mystery yarn. Pretty simple. First, cut a little snippet of the yarn you want to test. You only need about 5 centimeters. So using the tweezer, hold the yarn over the metal bowl and then light the end of the yarn with a lighter or a match. And now you just observe how it burns. Pay attention to how it's burning and pay attention to the smell it's producing. You're also going to pay attention to the type of ash or residue that it's going to leave behind. I'll show you how the different fibers react to the burn test. I made this test on raw fibers to make sure that the results were very clear for you to see. First up, we got cotton. Cotton is a cellulose fiber, which basically just means that it's a fiber made from a plant. Cotton burns very quick and bright, leaving a form of afterglow that you can see on my test here. The residue is a pale gray powdery ash that smells just like burnt paper. Since cotton is a plant, it makes sense that it smells like burning paper. And the burn test should give the same results for all the cellulose fibers, like flax, hemp, etc. Next up is viscose, which is a pretty tricky one, because guess what? It actually has the same results on the burn test like cotton and the other cellulose fibers. But why is that? That's because viscose is made with plant fibers like eucalyptus, pine, bamboo or beechwood, etc. But before the plants can turn into viscose, it has to undergo a chemical process. But even though it's processed, it still acts like the other cellulose fibers in the burn test. Up next we got polyester, which is a form of plastic. Polyester is often melted to mimic the other fibers, and about 60% of the production is staple fibers, exactly like the polyester in this video. That's why it looks a little like the cotton from earlier or like wool. When polyester gets in contact with fire, it melts and shrinks and forms a brownish mass that may drip hot plastic, so be careful. It obviously has a smell of burning plastic, a very chemical smell. The residue that is going to leave behind is hard and almost uncrushable. Up last we got the protein fibers, which means fibers that come from animals. In this video I'm using alpaca wool, but it could be any wool. Wool burns with a small but sputtering flame. It's self-extinguishing, That's why you see me having a hard time keeping the flame lit. It smells like burnt hair and will leave behind a black ash. This is the same with silk, since it is also a protein fiber. But the smell is a little different. It still smells like burnt hair, but with a very special smell of burnt horn also. And remember, this burn test isn't foolproof, especially with blended fibers, but it gives a really good starting point. And you can always combine this with other methods, and that could be touch or visual inspection of the yarn. I hope you found this video helpful for identifying the content of your yarn. And if you did, then please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you have any questions about this or if there's another method you'd like me to talk about. So happy crafting, and I'll see you next time.